it!
Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. Forgive the quietness for a minute because... Oh, ooh, that is a thing. Give me 1 second here. Actually, I'm going to turn that up while I figure this out. I'm having mic problems. 1 second. Okay, that should be a little bit better. No, I'm still hearing myself. It's like it's duplicated for some reason. Those of you who are listening in, can you hear me twice? I might just put up with it for now and try and figure it out later. If I have the audio of the game up enough, then I won't hear myself over that. So that'll probably work for now. Oh, where's actual dolphin? There we go. Okay. Yeah, hopefully you don't hear me twice, but it sounds like you don't. The issue is just that I'm hearing myself. It's like, well, that actually is the case, but perhaps my settings are screwed up too. That's very weird. Didn't seem to be the case last time. Make a couple of edits again and see if this helps any. Oh, yep, that would be it. I had my own mod view open in a tab and I forgot to mute it like I do at the beginning of every stream. Okay, that explains that. Well, thank you for helping me figure out the dumb thing that I did. Alright, in that case, I should be good. It's even worse because I didn't actually close, like, this stream and Saturday stream, I didn't actually close Chrome beforehand, so I still have Chrome open with, like, 50 tabs, including 5 YouTube tabs that are just paused. So my resources are kind of screwed right now anyway. Oh well. Makes sense. Do I want to do normal or better? Let's do normal. So as I mentioned in my stream title, I was heavily considering going back to Axiom Verge 2. But when I thought about waiting until Thursday to play Metroid Prime, I was just like, nah, let's start Prime up tonight. I'm starting later than I intended, so I don't know how long I'm going to be playing, but get at least a little bit of some Prime action in. And I'm specifically playing the Metroid Prime Trilogy version because actually one of the first games I ever tried to play on my stream when I started streaming was Metroid Prime, but I played the GameCube version, and it had been literally 20 years since I played that version of the game with the GameCube controllers. And it turns out that I just can't deal with that control scheme anymore. I gotta use the Wii remotes, so we're doing the Trilogy version instead, which is a shame because I like the original Metroid Prime 1's title screen better, but the rest of the game is there, and it's equally as good as it used to be, so yeah, it's prime time, absolutely.
Now it's right time.
Forgive any hiccups or errors that happen as I play. It should be fine, but I didn't do like the super high quality shaders or anything like that, but I did boost some of the settings because I don't need to play with basic GameCube settings on a modern day computer. I can at least go a little higher, so but you might see a little bit of slowdown here and there because of that, but also, I guess I should say hi to everybody. Hi, Sunglassia, Lemon Drop, Bruno, thank you all for showing up. Appreciate it as always. I mean, I'm pretty hype, so I fully understand that. Okay, I gotta scoot my chair back a little bit so that actually, let me take my phone off the charger too. I need to make sure that the USB sensor bar I have is in a little bit of an awkward position, but no, you know what? I should be scanning everything first. I'm going to scan everything in this game, but I'm also going to not read the vast majority of it because most of it doesn't actually matter. I will read anything that has to do anything like plot specific. I'll just read out loud, but the vast majority of stuff in here does not need to be gone over, especially all the scan points in this section. It's just like there's a lot, and it's all kind of cute in that it's detailed schematics and like journal entries by the people on the ship. But when I say journal entries, I just mean like we unlock this thing and let this thing have food today, and it's not anything special. So when you get down into the main planet that this game takes place on, Talon 4, there's much less to scan that you have to read. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm gonna skip a lot of the reading the scans on the space station, but it's gonna be less of an issue when I get down to the planet. Okay, I need to scoot back a little bit more. Yeah, there's like, you can scan all the doors first of all, and every single door is named something different because it tells you where it connects to, which is just, it's a bit much. And this just tells you about the 3 portions of the ship that are just under emergency status for various reasons, and you're here to find out why. The opening crawl explained what was up, but basically I should go into some detail. This game takes place, this entire trilogy takes place in between Metroid Prime, or it takes place in between Metroid 1 and 2. So after Zero Mission, which we played a long time ago, but before Metroid 2, which we played the AM2R version of. So in between when Samus was originally on Zebes, see, look at this. This is nonsense. Now this door has a scan point too, and it just tells you it goes back to the main docking bay. That's just too much. I think I am gonna skip scanning the doors. But yeah, after the original trip to Zebes, there is actually stuff to scan in here. Escape pods. A lot of space pirates have just gone for it. Here's a space pirate who was killed brutally. That's a thing you'll find a lot in this section. A dead creature that we're going to fight another version of later. Okay, that was one important scan. I can still skip the majority of that, but most of what I'm going to be scanning is important lore and enemies for my scan book. But I'm still not going to read most of that. Alright, we're good. Right, so back to what I was talking about. In between Metroid 1 and 2, this entire trilogy takes place. So this is post-Zebes. This dude is actually still alive. Not for long. Suddenly, we just get this distress call about this, aboard this freighter that happens to be in orbit, or was in orbit over Zebes and is now elsewhere. And we're just here exploring, and it turns out this is actually a space pirate frigate. So now you're just like, oh, what even happened here? What are they doing? Yeah, 100% scan on this it's rough. I know what to look out for, and in fact, I forgot to grab it, but it's not an important thing right now. The first point where I can really miss out is the Flagrant boss battle, which we're not going to get to tonight. And there's also a specific set of enemies in Fendrana Valley that I often miss in my playthroughs. I need to make sure to grab. But we're not going to run into any enemies today or any scan points today that I could miss and get screwed over with. Yeah, it's worth noting, it's actually a pretty big freighter. It's worth noting that only the things that you scan that say, that have the voice save recorded in the logbook are actually like important for 100%, so. Like, most of the stuff in this room is not important. Everything I've scanned up to now has not been important except for the couple enemies I ran into, this map station, just to get it on the thing. I thought there was a lore point in this room, but I guess not. I might be thinking of a room further in. Ah. Do appreciate when you get close to dangerous stuff like that, your suit sensors will actually beep at you. That thing's kind of still alive. Oh, speaking of still alive. And I'm not talking about the cake here. I don't believe... Oh, I'm wrong. Logbook scans do include the pickups. Oh, whoops. I'm having a lot of trouble with getting the angle of my remote against the USB sensor bar to register. It's just like very often not registering. It's still mostly fine, but that can be problematic as I go on. Alright, I'll try my best. Just want to scan that real quick from around the corner. That's what I was trying to avoid. Those turrets can be very annoying. Missile pickup. There's at least one lore scan in this room. But first, let me turn off that turret. There we go. This I'm gonna read. Space Pirate encrypted data decoded. Log 09.992.3. Zebes has fallen. All ground personnel presumed dead, either killed by the hunter clad in metal or in the subsequent destruction of the underground facilities, which I caused. So also, our research frigates Orpheon, Syriacus, and Valparagam were in orbit at 0 hour and managed to retreat. Frigate Orpheon is now docked at Vortex Outpost. Orpheon's cargo appears to have a 100% survival rate. Metroids are healthy, but on restricted feeding schedules due to uncertain supply status. We are ready to begin research on the Metroids and other promising life forms. Security status remains a code blue. No signs of pursuit from the hunter. Whoops, I'm already here. Guess you guys are screwed. Most of the things over here, notice we're talking about Phazon infusion. That's gonna be a theme in this trilogy. Phazon. We'll see what it is and what it does as we go. Gonna scan this. It's very difficult to scan things in this room without scanning other things by mistake. Here are enemies that I'm going to encounter when I reach the planet side that are just stored in cells here, but you can't scan their like logbook versions in here. Incredible strength and body mass increase. It's one thing you'll find Phazon as we learn more about it and see. Pretty obviously that the space pirates are just testing by infusing Phazon into these creatures here, just to like see what Phazon does, because they know very little about it themselves. They know more than I do at the moment. Yeah, it's really good. There's another space pirate, like a nearly dead one on the other side of that thing. Oh, right here. Well, there is another one over there. Is that a... that's a small one. I've scanned it already. Oops. Not when space pirates are involved. I gotta make sure they stay down. So, back to what I was mentioning earlier, Phazon. A lot of experiments with that happening that the space pirates are starting to do just to figure out what it does. Oh, that one's almost fully alive. It's a regular one. So it's gonna take 2 missile shots. But what you find common with the Phazon infusions is that it always increases the strength and durability and health of the enemies they infuse it with and makes them more aggressive. The gameplay equivalent here is, it's really no different than as if the X-Parasite had taken them over. I mean, it is different in like concept and how it works, but it basically does feel like the 3D version of dealing with the X-Parasite enemies in Fusion and Dread. How it's just, oh, suddenly these enemies are a lot stronger than they were before Phazon got involved. So we can expect some difficulty there. More stuff that's using improper codes may result in turret activation. Well, not really an issue for me when I just blow them up. Yeah, most of that, see how that's all just like messages for, oh, okay. Yeesh. Like instruction messages for the space pirate staff on board. It's kind of what's going on for a lot of those. So cute for lore purposes, not necessarily even lore, cute for like atmospheric purposes, but it's definitely unnecessary to scan all that, I think. Alright, we're almost at the boss, if I remember correctly. Yes, and I'm going for 100% everything in all 3 of these games, which means it's going to take quite a while to get through them all, if we're going to be honest. Oh, okay. Could you scan him? Or her? Or it? I should not be assuming gender of these space pirates. No. So that's what I was talking about. The 100% logbook is specifically for everything where it says like, where you hear the robotic voice say, I forget what the robotic voice says, but there were important things that I scanned earlier, like the space pirate lore, where you heard a voice sample. And it's only those items that show up in your logbook. So that's why I'm specifically like not reading most of this and just bypassing what I can, because most of the vast majority of it is not important at all. 100% scans really just requires scanning of specific lore points and all the enemies. no, the door closed behind me. That hurt. Alright, we're fine. I'm gonna scan that to turn it on. I'm gonna scan this dude. Yeah, that's it exactly. Also, hello, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Recording to logbook, I remember now. That's what the voice sample says, and you'll hear it in a second because I need to scan this save station. It's the first save station we will have encountered, so it's scannable. I mean, all scannable, but this one will register. So yeah, whenever you hear that voice sample, that means that that was an important thing that when you recorded it, it actually counts for the 100% scans. So those are the only things I really care about. But there are quite a number of those that you can miss. I was mentioning earlier, one of the first major bosses we run into when we get down to the surface of Town 4, we have to go like through the entire Chozo Ruins, but a boss called Flagra. I don't even know what Whiplash is. I feel like I should know what that is, but it doesn't sound familiar. Oh, if it's about music conservatories, now I'm interested. Ah, excuse you. Yeah, I'm really glad to be getting back to Prime. Basically went through the entire Metroid franchise to date with Dread. Just finished it 100% completion last stream. I'm like, but let me go back to the Metroid Prime trilogy because I just love me some Prime. Oh boy, you haven't seen anything yet. You just wait till I get the boost ball and get to like all the half pipes on Talon 4. But yeah, you can miss scans for all the bosses if you're not paying attention, and some of the bosses have multiple parts of them you can scan, like the aforementioned Flagra that I was talking about. You can scan Flagra's tentacle. Has 4 of them, and that's a very easy scan to miss and screw yourself out of 100% completion for. Just very frustrating. I've done it multiple times over the last 20 years. I haven't done it as much in the last 10. Yeah, that's true. And the other one I miss regularly, some of the ice shriekbacks and Phandrana drifts, I'll forget because they vanish if you don't scan them the first time you come through. Halfway through your exploring of that section, those enemies just won't appear anymore. That's annoying. Alright, Parasite Queen. Parasite female, genetically enhanced by unknown means, and by unknown means they mean face on. A weak spot has been detected in this creature's mouth. Use your auto-targeting to acquire this new target. Scans indicate the presence of a potent mutagen, origins unknown. Creature exhibits the ability to fire weapon-grade blasts of energy from its mouth, a trait not present in the standard parasite genome. It appears the pirates have begun a bioengineering program with considerable results. That's one way of putting it. One thing I like is that it teaches you how to auto-target, but I'm playing the trilogy version in which I can just point my Wiimote and fire wherever I want, so that was basically worthless. It was good, it was good advice back in the GameCube days, that's for sure, but I mean, it's still good advice now that it does target the mouth, as opposed to if you don't scan the boss, it would have just targeted the boss's belly, which would take a lot longer, but so it still applies, but let me go this way. Not a very difficult fight if you've played this game 24 times. But also not a difficult fight because I chose normal difficulty as opposed to veteran or hyper mode, which I haven't unlocked yet, so everything in this game is going to be quite a bit easier than I originally remember it. Oh, ice burrowers. I forgot about them. I do sometimes forget about them too. Let me leave my scan on. I don't think there's nothing else in here that's important to scan, but let me leave it on anyway. Ah, this way. Turn the turret off. Yeah, normal. Oh, there goes the slowdown because of the I do want to scan this real quick. You're exactly right. Veteran is like GameCube normal, and I forgot about that before I picked at the beginning of stream. So now the game is like even more easy than it was back in the day. Oh, it's not dead yet. What? Oh, it is. No, that was the other guy shooting at me. It's not like super duper easier comparatively, but it is noticeably easier in normal mode versus veteran. Though that is due to a combination of factors. It is easier because they created normal mode in the first place. I think due to the fact that they wanted 3 difficulty modes in Metroid Prime 3, and so when they put this trilogy together with 1 and 2, they was like, we need to have 3 modes in the older games too. And there's a lot of people playing on the Wii who just might not understand how to play a Prime game, so I guess their mental thought process was, let's add a 3rd mode that's easier. And so yeah, the end result is that the veteran difficulty is the original GameCube normal difficulty. But it's also easier on top of that just because of the Wiimote controls, because now you can just like point at everything, right? Like I can just duck around a corner and shoot a missile like that. So even just things like that already make it easier. Then plus them toning it down for the difficulty, yeah, normal is an absolute cakewalk. And in retrospect, I really should have picked veteran if I wanted a challenge, even like a minor bit of a challenge. But too late now, so we'll just continue on with normal. And we are almost out of here. Oh, right, this way. And to the right. That thing won't actually kill you, as far as I know. Oh, look who it is. Canonically, this is the first time we've seen him since the original fight in the first Metroid. Of course, chronologically, we've seen him plenty of times since that, Super Metroid alone. So we know he's back. Right. This early in the game, the scans for the grapple beam are not proper scans. There is a lore point on the other side of the room I think I have to get. It's information about him, but... Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I always thought there was like a meta-really lore thing here, but I guess not. Anyway. Turret off. Excuse you. Whoops. Literally everything gone. Good old Metroid. And now we're back here, but we can't go that way anymore. So the whole point of this was to like just get you hyped to get out and everything, but Notice I cleared with like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so it wasn't that difficult. That meta really remix. Chef's kiss. Oh yes, the Metroid Prime Trilogy version of this game does have achievement unlocks for credits. So we'll be seeing that every so often. Basically every major section beaten or boss killed will give me just a random credit. And then in Metroid Prime 3 there will be a lot of extra stuff that gives credits. I would have felt internally guilty for doing that, so no, that wouldn't have worked. But for an experienced Metroid Prime player, even a veteran is pretty easy. I had a good bit of trouble, but I did back in the day beat all 3 of these games, or get to the final boss of all 3 of these games on hyper mode difficulty. I don't think I ever beat Prime 3 on that difficulty, but alright, we are now on the planet of Talon 4. And there's a lot of stuff to scan here, so forgive me as I hit up literally everything. Well, not necessarily a lot of stuff to scan in this room, but ship number 1. Yeah, that is a good point. Can't scan that power up with the, well, yes I can. I can just knock him down. I can't get that, but I can scan it. There's a number of things in here I can do. I guess I will. Can I even go? I don't think I can even go in. I think I need to get missiles back first before I can actually go back in here. Unfortunately, in the Prime Trilogy version, I can't do the, oh no, I can't go in here. Oh, no, I'm remembering correctly. There's a, one of the doors up ahead has a missile lock on it, so I'm not going to be able to go too far down this hallway. But I can at least get this space pirate lore right here. I think that's space, yeah. Space pirate encrypted data. Field team reports are in on an alien structure of alien design built on the surface of Talon 4. Studies show the structure projects a containment field. This field bars access to a prime source of energy within a deep crater. Science team believes the field is powered by a number of strange Chozo artifacts. We have found some of these relics, and studies on them have begun. As this field could hinder future energy production operations on Talon 4, we must dismantle it as soon as possible. If this means the destruction of the Chozo artifacts, it will be done. Y'all have fun with that. Yeah, we're blocked from there, but I can at least scan the missile shield. It's very pretty in this game, despite the fact these graphics are like 20 years old. Okay, the way I'm actually supposed to go is this way, I'm pretty sure. Alright, get them out of the way, and then we're going this way. Scan these, which are fun. Oh, large energy, okay. I don't need it, but Good to have it scanned. Get these guys. Let me go up a little bit. Oh wait, no. Let me get the blast caps too. Especially since that one's like right there. Notice that your visor fogs up for just a second. That's pretty neat. You need missiles to kill that thing, but I can technically just scoot past it with good timing. I also don't think there's anything up here I really need to be going for, though. Oh yeah, this is here. Ah. Right, blast shield. So we're stuck here. But again, I didn't actually need to go in that room anyway. So beetles will pop up down here. Here's the very first half pipe in this game, among many. Once I get the boost ball, I'll be able to go in a morph ball form and just like boost up the sides to reach that section. I don't actually need to fight those beetles, so I'll skip that. Thankfully, this is in the Metroid Prime Trilogy release. They fixed the issue with Metroid Prime 1's frozen elevators, which got me a couple times 20 years ago and got me really annoyed when it happened every time. I mean, of course, I'm playing this with Dolphin on a hard drive, so that wouldn't be an issue anyway, but... And I unnecessarily scan these on the other side every time. Don't need to, but it's reflex. Abnormal seismic activity. I know what that is. But we'll be there. We'll get there eventually. We're good with that. Here's our first bit of Chozo lore. Chozo script translated. The history of the Chozo stretches back into ancient times, so far into the fog of the past that we know not where our ancestors came from. One thing is clear, however, the Chozo who colonized Town 4 made a conscious choice to eschew a civilization of advanced technology. We Chozo chose to live in harmony with nature, guided by the providence of the universe. We believe we will spend peaceful days here and plan to leave our worlds from time to time. Our words, excuse me. That becomes interesting in retrospect after what we've learned in Dread. It's not necessarily, it doesn't break canon, like the two games and how they handle the Chozo can fit together just fine, but it's clear now that the Chozo that came here, well, it was clear even then that the Chozo who came to Town 4 and did that whole we're attuning with nature thing, were probably a specific tribe. It was definitely not like the entire Chozo race, which was a kind of thing that people thought when they first played this game and read all that. And now it's a lot more obvious that that's not the case. It was just like one group of Chozo, maybe an entire tribe, but either way, a limited number. We're not going to the shrine yet. In fact, it's going to be quite a while before we go there. You can hear the sound effect. That always signifies there's a power-up near you, which in this case is in that tree. Which is something I gotta shoot a super missile at, I think, if I remember correctly. So it'll be quite a while before I get that one. See that missile tank right there, but I need boost ball for that, and morph ball for that matter. Energy tank that I will come at from another direction, significantly later. After we get the hive totem, we will be going up here and across into there. I will jump up there real quick to scan some stuff. Oh, it's not the full Chozo Ruins theme, but give me even that partial Chozo Ruins theme. Yes, in this game it is specifically let me not go all the way up here because I don't want to have to deal with the bees. Not the bees! I just want to get close enough to scan one of these things.
Recording to logbook.
I'm gonna run into war wasps as I go, like heading this way. So the indicator in this game is specifically when you scan an item that's breakable in the world, it will tell you what it's composed of. It'll say it's made of sandstone or it's made of cordite or something along those lines. And what it's made of always is tied to a specific weapon. The cordite stuff you can specifically break with missiles, sandstone you can tend to break with morph ball bombs, so on and so forth. Cannot kill these things for quite a while, but need the charge beam for that. Can at least shoot them once to make them stop lasering the place up. But I also need to not jump into it. Oh yeah, there's war wasp in here. Oh, beetles first though. Let's get the lore. Many long years have passed since we Chozo first took root in this land. The passage of time has always been a source of fascination to us. It is the belief of many Chozo sages that the truths of the universe hide within the tumbling currents of time's flow. Even as we search for answers there, however, we find illumination in other unexpected places. We know not how the ability has come to us, but recently many Chozo have begun to sense things beyond the realm of ordinary perception. Strange sights and inexplicable sensations flood our minds, filling us with visions. We take this growing ability to be a sign of our burgeoning harmonization with the infinite. Perhaps, finally, the universe's secrets are becoming known to us. Those scan points mention poison, and we will see the source of that later. So here's what I was talking about. It says that that's made of sandstone, so eventually when I get the morph ball and just use a morph ball bomb next to it, that will blow that up. So we know anything that has sandstone in the name is capable of being destroyed by a morph ball bomb. And of course that means that I can't get that for quite a while. So I need morph ball and morph ball bomb to be able to get in there. There's the war wasps. Unfortunately, I have no missiles to take out the war wasp hives, so for now they can just forever come after me. So I'm gonna make a habit of just quickly running through any rooms with war wasps in them when possible. What, the sandstone and cordite thing? The game doesn't really explain that to you. Like, it has it in the description, but you have to play around with it just to see, like, oh, how can I blow this thing up? Oh, maybe the morph ball bombs I just got work, and then you should hopefully make the 2+2 connection after that point, and just regularly remember to use morph ball bombs against sandstone items. So it doesn't outright tell you, but you usually encounter the items in question after you pick up something that you can first blow them up with, or shortly before in this case. So it's generally fairly easy to at least assume the players will be able to figure it out, if nothing else. One more. Alright, there's blast caps down there. Brimstone, actually, for the missile walls. I was wrong. Cordite is something else. I can't remember what it is. So yeah, anything that's brimstone, you can just shoot a missile at it to break open. Yep, don't touch the water. That's right. Thank you. Can't go in that tunnel without morph ball, but that is the thing. Just hop on over here. There is a door down here, but I need missiles for it, so. Oh yeah, Radion. I always forget about that. I think you're right. That rarely shows up. It's almost always Brimstone, so. This is the Metroid Prime version of those enemies from that one hallway in Super Metroid, where if you blow them up, you actually have less light to navigate with as you travel through the room. I was trying to scan the box, but it didn't look like it was scannable actually. Oh, here we go. Scanning everything from here, everything I can scan. There will be 3 items to scan in this boss fight. The door that leads back out will have a special shield that locks me in, and I can scan that. The boss is scannable, and the ads that appear throughout the fight are also scannable. So let me try and make sure I get all 3. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that's an MMORPG term. The enemies that pop up throughout the fight. In MMOs, players tend to call them ads because they are additional enemies. Hive Mecha. So the ads I'm talking about are these special, not that. These war wasps here are like special war wasps. And no. Actually, no. That door is scannable, but scanning it from here without falling in the water and killing myself is probably not gonna happen. But I know you can scan those doors significantly later. There will be a point, probably not too far from here, where one of those doors will be available and scannable. So I'll just wait. Oh. I mean, that's not out of the question in some modern video games, but that's not what I meant here, at least. Left, I think. Yeah. That was a pretty easy boss fight, but that fight was how I knew that I couldn't go back to the GameCube controls, because when I played it 2-3-ish years ago when I first started streaming and I tried to play the GameCube version of this game, I did this boss and I got killed just because the GameCube controls were just murdering me. And I was like, yep, gotta play Trilogy. Alright, got some missiles back. Yep, first power up. That said, isn't there some like minor thing I can scan in here? Was fall to give me a way back, although I don't need to go that way right now. The bridge is fine, that is retracted. No, I guess not. I'm misremembering. Oh, I do need to go back. That's right. So all you can do in here right now is get this energy tank. You can continue further from here once you have Morph Ball by going that tunnel, but I don't have Morph Ball, so obviously you cannot actually go that way right now. So backwards it is. Oops. Ah, come on. Jeez. I should have just taken them out. Anyway. Okay, that's not going to work when the enemies are here. I need the missile to not actually hit every other enemy except the one I'm aiming, so. Alright, let's get this, get some energy back, and then we can come down here. And that door, and also get this wall. Oh, I can't remember what's actually in here. Let's find it. Oh, map room. I have all three of the old Metroid Prime physical guides that Nintendo put out. Actually, that might not be Nintendo. They might be like old Brady guides. Oh, that slowdown. Yeah, there's always like major slowdown anytime I bring the map up. My apologies for that. But usually I have those guides sitting with me whenever I'm playing these games just to try and make sure I don't miss the missables. I don't have it with me right now, but it's fine for now because, yeah, that was something. It's fine for now because they're gonna come out here. Because the only missable thing I know for a fact that I can miss is, first up is the tentacles in the Flager boss fight, and I don't think we're gonna make it a Flager tonight because I don't want to be playing super long. I got a late start and I do have work in the morning, so. Oh, you know what? I should save. Save point is right here. My ability to pay my bills says otherwise. On the plus side, it's slowly getting cooler where I'm living, so I might be able to turn my my webcam and my ring lights back on soonish. Certainly within the next month, which would be obvious. Because as it gets closer to fall, the temperature's not going to stay this warm. But I don't know how many more weeks it will take to really start to cool off, and that's when I want to. That's when I would be okay with dealing with the heat from the ring lights again without the AC in this apartment. So maybe sometime in the next few weeks, we'll see. All right. Now that I have missiles, there's a door back that way. Oh, excuse you. There's a door back that way I could go in, but I want to go this way first. Actually, hold on. No, I should go that way first because you get something from there that I need heading up here. So yeah, let's come down here. Yeah, in Metroid Prime Trilogy, it becomes a lot easier to deal with many enemies like that when you can just point your Wii Remote in any direction and not have to deal with the original lock-on system. The boss that I forget the name of, the first boss you run into in Fantana Drifts, is definitely going to be quite a bit easier because of that. Wow, it took a lot of damage. Probably a bad idea to just run straight through everything like that this early in the game. Another half pipe that I can't make use of right now. There's a sandstone wall, but I can't break that right now because we're about to get the morph ball, but not the morph ball bombs. So we'll be coming back here quite a bit later. Spider ball track. So I've always just rolled through them, but I didn't actually realize that how much less damage they did. That's a cool factoid, and that explains why rolling through them has always been the preferred option. Yeah, let's go get that. Whoops. Best tactic in Trilogy is to lock onto one and then shoot all the rest as you circle around. That way you don't have to break your lock on. Only problem is I'm circling around and not seeing like the walls, so it's hard to not run into stuff as I'm going. Oh, he switched it up. Oh well. Alright, that's all of them. Or not. Oh, let me scan this wall too, actually. Ah, hit the button too late. Metroid Prime is interesting in that it's one of the first games in the series to really do the concept of... Dang. It's one of the first games in the series to really do the concept of early boss that you run up against will just become a regular old enemy that you see many, many times later. They did that all the time in the Castlevania games, starting with Castlevania 1 on NES, but they didn't do that often in the Metroid series up until this point. Alright, as I mentioned, we can't break that open because that requires morph ball bombs, which we don't have yet. Oh, there is a scan point for this refined atypical smoothness, so that's a bit of a hint. No, I lost that. Remember at the when there was that big explosion on the elevator on the way out of the frigate? I lost like all my abilities. I had missile and morph ball at the time, along with a number of other items, and I lost every single one of them. So now we're just like getting them back, basically. It's the game's way of giving you a little bit to have fun with, to play around with in the beginning tutorial section before taking it all away. Yeah. Yeah, right now it's still just like a bunch of small beetles there, but eventually the boss that I just fought will just straight pop up here instead of these small guys. And admittedly, that boss was already, like, literally 2 missile shots to its back killed it. So the boss is already low difficulty. So yeah, it's not going to take long before they just put that in the regular pool of enemies out in the world. Anyway. We have morph ball bomb, or we have morph ball, excuse me, not bomb. And we have missiles, so now we can actually go up this way. I can't get an actual shot from there. Let's get a little closer. There we go. Get over here. Always take out both those before I even get over here, so I don't want to have to put up with them. Oh, you're right. That was way less damage. Of course, with Morph Ball, you can usually just go straight past them quickly enough, so it's not even an issue. That was some weird slowdown. There's a number of things to get in this room, but need the spider ball for some of it. Metroid Prime was also cool in that it was the first game to bring back the spider ball after Metroid 2. Not using the fountain right now, that would get me killed. And some lore. Let's see what we got. The surges of negative energy brought by the meteor far exceed our expectation. We Chozo have yet to find a way to rid ourselves of the great poison. All we can do now is seal it away and wait for the day when a power to purify the poison appears. However, it is already impossible to collect all the pieces of the great poison, and it is already spread, seeping into the planet and hardening. There is a bit of a time jump here in that the order that you scan the Chozo lore in is not actually the chronological order it was written. So you're getting things like out of order, basically. The one we just scanned was quite a bit forward compared to many of the rest. That's a superheated room that I need the various suit for, I think. So we are gonna go this way. Scannable. Shriek bats. Good old shriek bats. Let's not even deal with them. Oh my god. Zubats are the worst. I played very few Pokemon games, but I played enough to know how much I hate Zubats. Alright, there's really no point in scanning these things now. Let's just get them out of the way and move on. Oh, let's slow down. We just need to go straight here. And around it there. And I think we can go fight this thing too. And then that gives us what we need to go to Flagra, so. Yeah, that's the worst part about him. But for this, I need to jump up. Take this. There's a lot of things to scan in here, but it's not worth bothering with until I come back, I think. That door from here. Much later in the game, I'm going to be rushing through that room as fast as possible because the because of a specific set of enemies that will appear in that room and many other rooms that I just despise from the bottom of my soul. You can't really deal with them without the X-ray beam, but even when you get the X-ray beam, I'm just like, I don't want to deal with y'all. I'm leaving. Supposed to just go straight across, but first. Straight across to get what I know is on the other side of that section, and then up. Yeah, it comes with a very dramatic music change too, which is a shame because, well, oh, whoops. I think I would remember the Shriek Bats. It's a shame because I actually love the song that pops up when those enemies appear, but so many years of being like, oh god, has made me hate the song. Even though it's a really good song. Sucks, but what can I do? Yeah, that's all of them on the way. More shriekbacks over there. Great poison comes from Talon's core. That which fouls the water seeks the sun. Bit of a hint, some hints there for a major boss coming up. Okay, don't touch the water. As always, it's making clear. That is not sandstone. I can just get that. There's more shriekbats here. It will be safe somewhat soon. After I beat the big boss in this zone, that will actually clear up the water. But without the gravity suit, it's not worth going into the water though, so. Let's go up. Right, that's one of them. There's another one here. Let's get that one first. I come in this room and always forget that one, and then I have to come all the way back down to scan it. Every time, hate it. I think the only other scannable one down here is this one, so. Pretty much what it says. There's 4 symbols you have to scan. Am I missing one? I feel like. No, I'm not missing one. I keep thinking there's one below that thing, but no, the other one is down here, basically. Yeah. And hit that. And then the last one is on this wall. Before we scan it, let's scan the gate. Which literally just tells us that there's 4 symbols to scan. Right, this is not Morph Ball Bomb, this is Charge Beam. And some lore. Disaster struck suddenly. We had a vague, dark foreboding, and it became truth. A meteor appeared from nowhere, casting a dark shadow of debris over the land with the violence of its impact. Its destructive force spent, the fallen star burned itself out rapidly, and the incident should have faded into memory. But the meteor brought with it corruption. A great poison burst forth into the land, a strange energy that clawed at natural life with a ferocity. That strange negative energy emitted from the meteor expanded to encompass Talon 4 in a night, as a spider weaves a web. Right, so this one comes before the one we previously got. And explains the poison that's here on the planet. We don't technically know what that poison is yet. Obviously I do, but that scan was just talking about, hey, there's something you can blow up with the Morph Ball Bomb here. Which we don't have, so we're just gonna move on. Now that I have the Charge Beam back, I can actually destroy. Oh boy. I can actually destroy these things, which they pop up literally as a tutorial to show you that you can use the Charge Beam to do more damage to stuff. I don't watch speedruns of this game very often, but I'm 99% certain speedrunners would just Morph Ball under all those guys and not even deal with them. But I'm taking my time because I'm not a speedrunner, so. I say knowing that I'm eventually gonna have to go back to Metroid Dread and get very, very quick times so I can get all the endings, or all the ending images at least. That is something for a much later day though. Alright, now we got that. The Shriek Bats don't spawn when you come in that door. Nope, I'm wrong. They're right there. I'm an idiot. But now that I killed them on that side, I think they shouldn't be here when I know. I think for some reason they always respawn when you come in the save room. I think. I may be wrong. We shall see. Nope, I'm right. Good. So now, next step is to go up. Honestly, at the rate I'm going, I might actually beat Flagrant tonight. Maybe. We'll see. Whoop. That is supposed to be a hint when you come to this room. When you come back in this room, you're just like, where do I go? It's like, oh, you need to go up. If you're looking for the path of corruption, you need to go up. So I can get pickups again now that I got the charge beam, which is nice. If you're really good, you can jump up there and just skip this next little section I'm about to do, but I'm not that good, so we're gonna take the long way, although the long way is not that long. Sandstone. So once I have, you can get that with Morphball Bomb, but you really need space jump or double jump to get onto that platform, so still not really gettable from here. Somehow I never got around to scanning regular missile ammunition. That's ridiculous. Ah! Wow. Oops. Well, at least I took all the enemies out so I didn't land on anything. Yeah, that's a good point. The jump is not difficult to make, I just have to get closer to the edge. I wasn't close enough. Also, Silence Collapse not recorded. Not really anything you can see out there, but eventually we'll be able to take a Morphball Bomb in there, and that actually leads to a... No, that doesn't lead to anything. I mean, it does. What it leads to is basically the ability to roll underneath all of these things without having to deal with them at all. For now, that's not an option, so... Yeah, you would come out on that side. For now, we go in here. Oh lord, this room. And this is what I was remembering. This is the room that had that door. So if I can get close enough to it. There we go. It's way easier to scan the door in this room than it was in the Hive mecha fight. And that is just a, you can't go through this door until you solve the puzzle in this room or fight the boss in it kind of door to block you. There's no boss in here though, just a puzzle. Pretty easy one, honestly. So I'm gonna go this way just to clear the enemies out of the way, but this is not the first way to go, I don't think. wanted to come this way to scan that thing. Actually, this may be the right way to go. I think the one on this side may not be accessible until I do that side first. Yeah. Alright, back we go. Since I don't have the Morph Ball Bomb, I have to be very careful around that stone toad. Oh, right, we don't have to do any of that right now. We just take that to this boss fight first, and then we come back and do all that. Maybe you get the Morph Ball Bomb in here? I can't remember. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, the wasps in here are special too, so I gotta make sure to scan those. That's another missable thing that I forget regularly. Not sure I'm familiar with that. I will definitely check that out. Yeah, the barbed war wasps in this room don't ever appear again, so if you forget to scan them, you are quite screwed. Ow. No, I got that aim wrong. Excuse you. She loses the ball and becomes a shell. Or, oh, that's interesting. That's wild. I'm surprised I hadn't seen that before now, because I've watched videos of a lot of the glitches in this game, but interesting. That sounds hilarious. That last part especially. Alright. We could go back, but we could also go this way. Let's quickly get this. Oh, interesting. That's wild. Some quick health, and that's all there is to do in here. Of course, there's a lot of Morph Ball Bomb related stuff I can go back and do now. One thing I really appreciate about Trilogy is that they added the Morph Ball Jump, which is a thing in Prime 3, but they added it back to Prime 1 and 2 here. So all you have to do you don't have to Morph Ball jump with like you do in previous games, which you can still do in here by just laying a bomb and popping you in the air, just laying them in succession. And you will still need to do that to some extent, but you can also just flip the Wii mode up to just jump once. Anyway, it would not surprise me if they removed it from Trilogy, because they removed one of the few speedrun things that I always did in the GameCube version was early space jump, because that was pretty easy to get, and they removed that, so I'm sure they removed what you're talking about too. So they had a habit of just getting rid of that stuff, and that was very annoying. Spring Ball, that's right, that's what they called it. Yeah, definitely a different mentality than folks like Mercury Steam, who in Metroid Dread expected a lot of the shenanigans you would do with sequence breaking and not only didn't log things out, but also like prepared for it, planned for it in some cases. Oh, you're right, that got removed in the PAL stuff. I need to go this way. Up and around. Oh no! And we're done. That was a very simple puzzle, but no, I gotta go back out that way. And can't do anything with that for some time, but eventually. For now, we'll just go through here. Pop down here and get this. A lot of stuff going on above us. And we won't be back until significantly later in the game. And I can technically go down here now, but that just leads to the other path that was down there. No real reason to actually go down there right now. But I can go this way now. Save some time in that hallway. Alright, I have Morph Ball Bomb, but actually, you know what? I might be able to make it up there if I'm very careful with these things. No. Still need space jump. Never mind. Pop over here and save real quick. You might be able to get up there without space jump, but I'm not good enough for that. I keep saying space jump, and it is absolutely called that in this game, but it's worth noting that space jump in this game is literally just double jump. It is not like space jump in previous Metroid titles. You can't just like fly everywhere with it in this game, unfortunately. We're just in there. We can't go in there for some time. Actually, no, we weren't in there. We can't go in that door right now either, and there's no point in going in there until I have Gravity Suit. But there is a Morph Ball Bomb thing in there, so we should actually backtrack real quick. God, that slowdown when I open the map is ridiculous. I should look into that and try and see if there's something I can change on the dolphin settings that will fix that. But the amount that I have to open the map to look at stuff is, like, not huge, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, this is to this room, okay. Huh. What was in here again then? Ah, I remember this. I was thinking of something else which is not showing up on the map yet. There's actually... You can get a missile expansion behind that grate to the left. This is the one thing you can come in here for at this point. I don't know why I shot that wall, but... Yeah, and in some cases, note how the description here does not mention sandstone, brimstone, cordite, or anything. It just tells you, if you scan the actual gate and not the tank, it just tells you that it's weakened and to do blast trauma. So you're also supposed to guess via the words blast trauma, which are not highlighted anyway. So that's also a thing in the descriptions. You kind of just got to be good in this game at just like guessing based on the wording sometimes. It's not always super clear. But certainly you can just run up to something and just try all the weapons you have and you'll get it eventually. In a lot of cases, so. Yeah, so the actual thing I was thinking of is a secret that's down in, you notice that sort of depression there where the floor angles down. There's a secret door down there. But even after you beat the boss of this arena of the Chozo Ruins and clean the water, there's no point in going down there without the gravity suit. And also you'll need a couple other items later. I think that room requires... Actually, I think gravity suit and space jump is all you need. I don't think that's a spider ball track in there. There might be, I can't remember for sure. Let's go this way. But basically, once you have the gravity suit, you just go into the water right ahead and into another room from there. But again, that will be significantly later. Not a thing to worry about right now. What, the whips with the eyes? You can't actually... Oh, or are you talking about the eye shooting the lasers? Everything respawns once you get 2 rooms away. Notice these shriek bats are back. So the only benefit to killing things is to not have to deal with them. For example, those laser eyeballs would have been annoying to get through them. At least personally, I would think it would have been annoying to get through them to morph ball bomb that wall. So I figured it was just easier to deal with them. But again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm sure there's plenty of speedrunners who just like, screw it, I'm going for it. Oh, yeah, but there's a lot of them, so... And by the time you disable all 6, the first one will have popped back open. So it's, it is not too useful in some cases. Are there any morph ball bomb sections I can... Yeah, there was one in this room, back in the Ruined Shrine. There was nothing in there. That's the way out. There was the missile tank in the nursery. I can get that now. There is another thing in the Ruined Gallery that I can get now. But I'm I'm also gonna come back around to all, well, no, hold on. Well, yeah, actually. I'm gonna come back around, or I'm gonna be able to come back around to a lot of that. No, I'm wrong. I remember now. There's I think when you come out of this section after being the boss, can't actually go back in one of the directions, and I can't remember which direction it is. So for now, I'm going to play it safe and super duper backtrack. Get the one item in there, the two items in here and here. And I don't think there was anything I can do in here yet without the spider ball. So there's 3 items I'm going to backtrack for before I continue up here. And I apologize for that horrible slowdown while I looked at the map. I can't remember for sure, but I feel this, unless my memories are screwing with me. Right, that's the superheated room. There's no point in going there. Unless my memories are screwing with me, I really remember that I'm gonna get blocked off from one direction if I go fight the boss. So it's easier to, could you not? So it's easier to backtrack from here and just go back and get those items. Oh, that explains a lot, and it's also really dumb. Yeesh. That, I can't get an angle on this one from here. So there's one down here. Still the small ones for now, but you can also just run straight past all of them, so it's not a big deal. It's interesting though, because I don't remember that slowdown on the GameCube version. Of course, they wait until I go close to the thing to pop up. I could probably do this faster if I just shot a bunch of missiles, but I'm not trying to blow through my entire missile quantity right now. Alright, let's look at that again. I do need to go all the way this way because... Oh, you know what? That's the secret. There is there's a morph ball tunnel in there, but it just leads to where I'm going eventually anyway, so I don't see the need for that. So what I am going to do is just get those 2 items, and then I'll go fight the boss. Oh, right. I want to give them credit, but even 20 years ago, you shouldn't be doing that kind of thing. I'm only like, I can't call myself a hobby programmer because I do a little bit of programming for work. Nothing along the level of what some of the guys at my job do. But even I know not to at least optimize somewhat. Then again, I guess the GameCube was like a brand new system for them, so I don't know. I want to give them credit, but the amount of credit that they deserve, I don't know, could be low. Metroid Prime also had an interesting development. There was a lot going on with Retro Studios at the time, so whatever. I guess I shouldn't be super rude about it. But there are excuses that could be made for some of the shenanigans that they were involved in. I guess it's up to you whether you're going to approve this one. I will just say that the map is horribly annoying every single time, so I don't know if I want to give them credit for it. Alright, got that one. We are at least getting to the point where I've already gone through all this and scanned everything. Oh, whoops, wrong button. And scanned everything, so I don't need to I don't need to stick around. I can just get stuff and go. All right, that's a trap. Let's go back this way. If you go all the way out that way, it will dump you into this pile of grass, which will just get you stuck. It's not a horrible trap. That grass doesn't hurt you. There's grass that we'll run into not too long from now that will hurt us. That grass does not. I mean, since I'm right around the corner, I guess I'll go down there. But there's the Morph Ball Bomb Room in the Hive Totem boss room. Right, I already got that. That's not Ultra. I can blow that wall up, but I can't actually do much in there. Because this leads to an elevator that it won't let me get to from this side, I believe. Oh, what do you know? It does let me come in here. That's amusing. And a bit surprising. I'm not going that way though. After I beat the boss, which is in this room, I'm gonna come out here, drop down here, and go this way. Actually, I wonder if it'll let me go that way. No, because there's water in this next room that will kill me, I think. It's still poison? Maybe? Shoot, let's try it. Oh, come on. Oh, you just can straight come in here. That's hilarious. Alright, well that saves a little bit of time, I guess, because when I fight the boss, I can just immediately go to Magmore Caverns. And I have to come back through here and backtrack. Three locks to open for a single missile tank. Opening all those locks will open all three gates, but let's get the Chozo lore first. The future is a vague thing, ever-changing and always in doubt. Even if we Kozo could gain the ability to foresee the future, it would be a hollow gift, for we could never hope to control what is yet to occur. The fountain is an example of this. The day may come when its water dries up, and there's nothing we can do to stop such a tragedy. But we do know this, unlike the uncertain flow of water, the power of our will is strong and enduring. The will of the Chozo will never run dry. I mean, they're not wrong, even if they're only talking about their tribe. Goodness knows all the Chozo power-ups I can get throughout the series are evidence of the fact that their will is a thing. I like how you're supposed to get that one first, but I was just like, screw it. Did them in reverse order for some reason. Anyway. Alright, not what I meant to do. Yeah. Okay, and we can get this energy tank from this side, which we could not before. Alright, and that was basically the last thing in this area to get, so now we just go fight the boss. It's not entirely true, there's a lot more things to do out here, but they all require a lot of power-ups that I don't have, so... Usually, we're gonna do what is my usual tactic whenever I start this game up, and that is to fight the boss in this arena, in this area, get to the first save point in the next zone, and then quit. That's always where I've stopped whenever I've started up a new Metroid save. And it makes for a good stopping point tonight. Nope, that's not the way I want to go. Not until I get the barrier suit, at least. Missed one. Alright, here we go. I got a drop there from the other side, so... I don't technically have to drop, just have to get those out the way. And I want them to come back up so I can scan them. I think I can scan those grasses here, and those are a type of grass I did not scan before. Oh no. It's that annoying thing where that it is a special type of grass, but they have a special scan. So they're worthless for the logbook at least. Alright, 2 to go. I think both are further up. There's one, and the last one is at the top. Oh, there's some scannables. That group. There we go. That grass works just like before, and then it will slow you down if you roll through it, but additionally, that grass also hurts you if you get caught in it, so. Did I? I think I did. Yeah. I think I scanned the very first one that I blew up. Good point, though. Thank you for reminding me just to make sure. Why are you sending me data received about the boss that I'm literally 2 rooms away from? That's a thing that happens in this game. Okay, I'm 3 rooms away, but that was a pretty good guess. What a waste. Wow. Scan point is it on the door? I forget. Or is it like, jeez. This USB sensor bar is so finicky. Right, I always forget where the last one is, and it's nearby. It's like, oh, right here behind me. And now I pan up to the door I was already in front of. Good job. Oh, and suddenly I'm missing. That's hilarious. Anyway. Sandstone. There's a morph ball bomb. Not a missile. There's more of it. And these guys too. Here we go. One thing I appreciate in Trilogy is that they fixed. There was a bug in the original version of GameCube, Metroid Prime. Like they got rid of all the bugs mostly, which were like useful to speedrunners. But one bug they also got rid of was One bug they also got rid of was the music in this fight did not correctly loop. I mean, it looped too early and it would never play like the second half of the song, and they fixed that in the Trilogy version at least. Yeah. You're absolutely right there. Alright, so now we know that. And the other thing to scan are these tentacles. So now we are... all the missables are not missed. Although I do want to scan this real quick. That wasn't a scan, or that was a scan I already had, so never mind. Get that. Get the refill. Oh, that's the other one on the entire other side. How rude. This fight definitely becomes hard as you go, but it's also at least somewhat easier because of the Wiimote controls. What becomes harder is this. Getting all of them in time. Ah, I went the wrong way, shoot. I can scan or stun him too. Didn't quite get that in time. Just barely. Getting all four is gonna be fun. Good, made it. Oh, that was probably the smarter decision. But yeah, it's I feel like that's not as necessary with the Wiimote controls. As long as you're quick. Hey, water's back normal. But I still go super slow in it because I don't have the gravity suit. so we're still staying out of it, but at least it won't kill us now. Right, you can't scan the water in this room, but you can in the next one. So this is what I was remembering. Can't go that way because you're just blocked off from that side for quite a while. That door will open. There's no reason for me to go back there really, but that door will open again much later in the game after, when you come back to this room after getting the X-ray visor. One of those enemies I talked about earlier that I hate from the bottom of my soul are in this room, and you have to kill that enemy to get one of the in-game items you need. So I'll be back here for that, and that door will open after that enemy is killed, but that's quite some time away. Very nice. So there was a superheated room earlier in the area that we skipped. It was back here. But you need the grapple beam to actually do anything in that room. So even though I could enter it now, there's no point. What I will do instead is go this way. And now the scan says that the water is good. And yeah, every previous room you go in that had poison in it now has water that you can just drop in and explore, although note that it's very tedious to actually explore underwater for now. So definitely not going to be spending a whole lot of time in there. For now. Oh, hold on. That's a new scannable. That's also a new scannable that I cannot kill until I get the wave beam. Now I'm just gonna scoot on past it with horrible timing. And there's nothing to do here but drop. Oof. Thankfully you can drop from infinite height in this game. Like all previous Metroid games, you do not really take fall damage in this game, which is nice. Let's take these out so I have time to explore. There's not really much to go over in this room. There are 4 symbols. You can use super missiles to blow these cordite things up, and there are runic symbols behind them. There's also 2 more runic symbols behind these columns, I think. And they open that gate, which allows you to spider ball back up to that boss room to fight the enemy I was talking about earlier, that I hate from the bottom of my soul. Actually, I don't see the other. I know there's, oh, they're up at the top here. I'm not going to scan them right now. That's pointless. What I am going to do is scan these guys. You only ever really encounter them when you're spider balling up stuff, and you can't scan them while you're spider balling up a track, so it's always good to get them like down here. Let's get this lore. The cries of the dying land echo in our ears as we Chozo watch the great poison seep ever further into the living pulse of the planet. The dark energy sinks into the trees and waters, devouring all life. Peaceful beasts die by the thousands. Some creatures survive, but their forms grow as twisted and evil as the force that fell from the sky. Many of these mutated monstrosities remain small enough to do little harm, but others grow enormous and threaten our very existence. One such beast defiles our sacred fountain, which I just killed actually, disgorging poison from its foul form, replacing pure flowing water with cascades of creeping death. Even in the face of such horror, we Chozo do not turn in fear. We are all that stands in the way of this great poison, and it is our duty to contain it. Kind of a sad story, actually, what all went down here. Anyway, we're back here. And there's nothing else to do for now in the Chozo Ruins, so let's head on to Magmore Caverns, where I'm going to save and quit. Let's head on to Magmore Caverns for like 5 minutes. As usual, I'm going to unnecessarily scan these again, so I don't need to. Let's move on. I don't think there's anything to scan in this room, so let's just... I guess I'll take my time to make sure, but I'm pretty sure there's not. Let's just drop to here. There's some shriek bats there. They're regular shriek bats though, so... Oh, there's more of them. What a troll. There's more around this corner too. And I'm gonna pop up here real quick because there's more. Oh my goodness. I just want to scan this one enemy real quick. It's just like the zoomers in the first map, except you gotta shoot them with a missile. But now that's done. Alright, game saved. I'm at my normal stopping point. So let's not do the map, but there we go. Put it on the pause screen. Got 33% scans, pretty good so far. 60% items. So made a lot of progress tonight. Definitely by next stream we'll get to and significantly into Fendrana Drifts through the first section of Magmore Caverns in the snowy area. But for now, I'm gonna call it a night. As always, thank you everybody for popping in. Had a lot of fun. It's good to be coming back to this game. So I'm gonna continue with this. I'm gonna save Axiom Verge for later. I think what I'm gonna do for now is... Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Chronism. Appreciate it. So I have been doing an entire Metroid series Metroid franchise playthrough for the last couple months. And we did Zero Mission, AM2R, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and just finished Metroid Dread last week. So I'm starting Prime 1. I'm going to keep going with Prime 2 and Prime 3. While I was playing Dread all week. I usually stream 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And I was doing Dread for all 3 of those days while I was playing that game. Now that I'm getting into Prime 1, I think I'm going to limit it to just Tuesday and Thursday. So I will be playing more Prime 1 Thursday evening. Usually starts some random time between 6 and 8 normally, so just keep an eye out then. I should go live around then. Saturday, I may actually be busy this Saturday, so I may not be able to stream. I'll let folks know. But if I do stream, I'll still be doing Dragon Quest Builders 2. So that's what you can expect for my normal stream schedule. So yeah, if you want to see more Prime 1, feel free to tune back in on Thursday evening, and I'll be back for that. So in the meantime, let me try and find someone who's streaming now that we can raid. Let me see who's live. Oh, Manny's live. I know I just raided Manny like not too long ago, but Manny's usually not live this late. I don't know how long he's going to be on, but he's on right now, so I'm going to take advantage of it. So yeah, let's go raid Orchestra Music. Is somebody I've gotten to know a little bit recently. Hang out on his streams all the time. He pops in on mine every so often. He's an incredible musician, incredible keyboardist. That's the wrong command. Do check out Overclocked Remix, but this is what I meant. You can post this if you do not have a sub, and post that if you do have a sub. Let's go slam that in his chat when we get there. So hope you all enjoy Manny's incredible musician skills. And again, pop in Thursday for more Metroid Prime action. We will continue into Magmore Caverns and then head into Fantrana Drifts and maybe get into Phazon Mines too if we're lucky. So again, thank you everybody. I really appreciate you hanging out, and I will see you next time. Have a great evening.
I mean, totally not wrong. Totally.
Oh. Arrow, your timing is impeccable. You were rating me while I was doing.
Totally not wrong. What's up, Raiders? My name is Manny. This is my normal voice.